observing and witnesses. I feel like speaking from within. Hello everyone, how are you? I'm gonna go within. I'm gonna speak within. Barbarians. For the most part, no more acting foolish, foolish things, foolish ways, foolish thoughts, a sense of expression from the heart now. Speak the truth. Witnesses. Armies. Something about the military. Armies suffering. Sergeants suffering. Not retribution anymore. No holding back anymore. No more sorrow. No more fighting. No more. The people. It's all about the people. Higher up. And standing. Patiently waiting. Knowing something is to come. Redemption and rebuke. Redemption at this time, seeking karma, turning over for the best. A sense of solidification to be in solitude at this point in time. And I keep getting, for some reason, I'm coming. Soon, my people will see. I am to deliver Philistines, so-called countries, foreign nations are primary right now. Whether you're walking barefooted or feel for some reason that you are entrapped, I will come and get you and you will not forget me. I will come and get you and I will release you. No one knows what will happen, what have happened, but it speaks about security. No more senseless insecurity anymore. Nothing that basically separates away of the heart. Your heart will be like a feather. I will send you to where you came from. I will separate you if I have to. I will create you a sense of internal divinity, divination, and of a difference appointed unto just one or two. Most of the many shall see, to seek, will search, but will not find. Value your essence and obey at this time. Contradictory, what kind of passage would that be? If it's not for the sake of one another, no sense of scientific explanation will explain this. Opposites will critique opposites. But this will not rest. Retribution is at hand. Somebody is willing to take the benefit of the doubt, hold grasp of it. Sometimes it only takes one person just to move mountains. You already know who you are. No sense to doubt. Do not contradict yourself. and continue to move forward and obey and be obedient. Listen for the messages and listen to them clearly, for they are silent because they are only for your ears to hear, for your eyes to see, for your mouth to be shut. Do not be a fool. Speak when spoken to, but respond clearly so that everyone can understand and hear you. I am in a tomb, and I am coming out. Soon enough you shall see, and you shall proclaim. This will not be out of context, and it will be fast. You will not know what hit you. You might end up hearing certain specifics coming and going, swiftly in the night. Surpass possibly your door, surpass possibly your kitchen, surpass possibly your room, quicker than a thief. I come here to watch you. You assuming that it's just partial, not complete. No, when I come, everything will be complete enough not to have enough discrepancies. Not even critiques, I must say. I'm wonderful, Wallflower. Hello. Just portraying universal messages at this point. And hopefully who has ears, may they hear. And who doesn't, that's fine. Make sure to share, follow, and like. Your past inheritances are soon to come. So it speaks about prominence. This will be difficult to unravel, and I believe it has for quite some time now. There's something you might have to do, and it may be a struggle for you. I mean, who will listen? And those that listen, bless your hearts. For those who listened, it's because you have understood. And if you have understood, then that means that you have endured. Everything based off of faith and hope. This is a sort of power that you uphold and hold. It will be complicated because it's coming from higher up, an authority figure. They won't stop, and they will not leave you alone until you have what we call a promise of a completion on your behalf. Hello, how are you, Joe? My cousin was insecure. Markers surround a lot of you. Markers to mark. But your eyes must dwell on their hostility. A song comes to judge those that are righteous and in their truth. A sense of humble harmony, full completion, and also full of surprises. Your careers will not be your careers. Your careers will be different. Soon enough, everything will be different. Will not be the same. Just I like it. Dig deeper. So I'm getting to dig deeper. Some sort of mechanics that have the ability to do. You want to understand the world. This is a quick change, it's fast. A lot of you are already becoming so creative, even for those of the mechanics. At first it might be impossible for you, but it is a possibility. going to be a full of surprises when it comes to worldly order, the manners, and morals. This is going to matter to you. Some form of singing is key. Through the songs you shall hear the truth. Form of creation and artistry will come to play. You're not going to seem to understand why the words that are coming out of your mouth is actually what you're receiving in a download, which may be a key for you. So don't give up. A lot of you are coming near and close to what we call to the form of the truth. You will know who will deliver you from the wicked. They can no longer hide. You will see the wicked for what it is. And it has a lot to do with your silence. And I believe that that is much more powerful because you are much more observational. You're much more observational than you're enhanced to hear clearly. You're also going to be twice times, 10 times, possibly even more enhanced of hearing and seeing thoroughly through people. I don't know. Don't ask. Just give thanks. This is going to allow you to also enhance in your sense of creation, much more deeper, if anything, much more internal, much more like the Comforter. Hello, Angel. How are you? Continue to like, share, and follow. This is a time of oppression and toil, yes. But with that comes with whom you are correctly connected to, and who are you correctly connected to is what you will form to be. Stray away from those that basically pull you down through the gutter. Or stray away from those that basically put a blindfold back on into your eyes again, making you seem as if you know nothing. But deep down inside, through your tears, you know everything. You might let it out at night and not really foretell anyone because you know the truth already. But still, you keep a sense to basically come to your strength and your senses. You know exactly what's truly going on, even under your sense of what we call oppression that you may have to let go of. If you want to survive, I suggest that you let go of the past and what is no longer working for you because it is no longer a sensitive image of you. You are rejuvenated. Yes, thank you. Re-resurrected. And awakened clearly now, much more higher. Those obviously will comprehend. Those might not even seem to understand. You're not there yet if you don't understand. Sometimes you're not allowing yourself to really see fully and enhance your mind expansion. Some of you are not really whom you believe to be. If obviously you're becoming a great and much more higher value of yourself and worthiness of who you are. People will obviously have to get to know you again. You'll become what we call the sense of newness, in a new beginning, a form of person. You are no longer who you say you are anymore. In fact, you're possibly maybe trying to figure yourself out in the process of recognizing yourself. Advancement is meaningless. Obviously, to your temples, your mind, advancement will have to take place. But not your persona. That will not degrade, nor will it change. Your heart will not turn cold. You will remain as you are. The wind. You will be pleased with your successes and your successes in life. They will be chasing. Possibly you will be running. To the extent that you would have to secure everything, your home, your dominion, your community, your village, and who you are and how you lead. Riches are meaningless. Yeah. I told my partner I would rather be wealthy than I would be rich. Wealth allows you to connect to the right correct parties. Wealth gives you a sense of internal happiness even when you are alone because you understand what it is and what it takes to be alone. Wealth allows trust and integrity and dignity to remain and sustain. Loyalty is key at this point in time, and that's what will lead you to the corrected parties because they are wealth, they are the network, they are what is going to help you to transform. Your life will be completely, utterly different. It will not be the same. You will not connect to the people that basically you connected with in the past anymore. Your sense of connection will be completely, entirely different. Who cares about your age? You are changing. You are no longer your age. Think about it, please. You can no longer hide your light. Most of you will become prophesier, an actual one. Yes, no one said that it will be easy. But I believe that you're more than ready and you know this. You're battling with yourself right now with your own heart. You can't seem to even understand who you are anymore. But I believe that this sense of imbalance is needed to justify something at the end that you basically need to figure out and find out for yourself. This sense of internal alignment will come into play. I keep seeing lots of woods and gardens at this point in time. Maybe that's where you'll fully transition. Who knows, right? Freedom is at your will at this time, but you will have to make a hasty, quick decision before this freedom comes to you and the gates fully close. Once those gates close, your life is no longer the same. I believe for some reason, there's some sort of form that you feel for some reason that you're waiting on something. No, something is waiting on you. They don't need to wait, you see what I mean? All you have to say is, I'm ready. And all you have to do is say, I admit to releasing anything that was holding me back to the extent that it was really confusing me or causing me a sense of confusion, right? And internal stagnation. Right now, you want internal freedom and internal will. I keep getting right. It says much slower than faster. So, yeah, go ahead. Take your time. They're giving you time. But once the gates close, there is no time. And you're going to allow them basically to make the decision for themselves. So really, really opening up your eyes and ears. Sharpening that clarity from within. And I believe that you're going to see the truth for what it is. And if you're not ready, well then guess what? That's just too bad. They've always been ready for you. You just have to say, I'm ready. And receive. And if you think for 1 second that your life cannot change in a night due to your expansion of faith and what you've endured, you're sadly mistaken. And I believe God can transition and transform anything He wants, even at nighttime. Two baskets of figs. All these ingredients. DNA transition. Atomically, your atoms, your DNAs had to basically ripple apart, tremble apart, shake apart. A sense of shiver, itchiness, all that kind of feeling that you've been feeling for quite some time now. Now you're going to understand why. Yes, it was not an easy transition, I believe that. Trust me. But I believe that you'll get out of it soon enough. Studying your truth and triumph. The answers are within you. Your soul, not your blood. The fall. A bit of a sense of excitement when it comes to the fall. Oh, no one's going to get out of it. No. It's everyone. Everyone for themselves. And if you think you can get out of it much more quicker, you're sadly mistaken. everyone for themselves. Yes, the Miami voice. I pray that you understand, you have a sense of understanding enough to receive this internal healing that you receive from your Lord Almighty. Ain't nothing like Him without the breath of life given to you so that you can heal. In His name, Jesus. Amen. God is creator of the living and the dead. So good and evil, He is in charge of. Yes, your intention is what matters. And mercy is what's given and received without no sense of objection. Yeah, there's a lot. And I believe that challenges will come to play. It speaks about skepticism. A lot of people, for some reason, seem to have that. It's a sense of what we call fear. I'm pretty afraid to basically show fear. Thank you for my yummy voice. Yes, it is my inner child speaking. That's why when I speak, true forms come out. Remember, your inner child is within you, and when you have the desire, the fire, the fury, the passion to speak, you will speak, but you'll speak with passion. And that's what comes out of me. And that is my accent. God knows what He's doing, trust me. Some people, especially what we call these sense of skeptics or skepticism, they don't accept these things. They spend time on researching something that I don't even know why. I just am obedient. I hear clearly and I actually listen. And if I don't, may God forgive me. Trust me, I've been smacked a few times. I didn't even understand the process. And I'm not saying that the process is easy either. The sense of enhancement and growth, the counting of the sales, getting rid of all the old stuff, manufacturing new components from within. A specific central location speaks about the cell design. So it is not a simple bag of soup with everything sloshing around, says biochemist Michael Behe. It's designed to work. See, the problematic situation is no one really knows how to conform to that design of work. Only higher up does. Travels along. Like that of a car. Correct. So funny. Part of geometry, I believe. I just read about that. A ratio. Right. From manufacture. Thank you, Angel. Blessed to you. I believe that would be the first component that basically would be driven down, right? Trucks. Because it'll stop the travel. It will stop distribution. It will stop manufacturing. It will stop creating just like that. I believe it's always the cause first. How would you get to your destiny to retrieve what you need to retrieve in order to basically go ahead and distribute it around circularly everywhere in the world? So that would be the first form of process basically to stop all the trucks, all the cars. Think about it. What would help besides cars? The connection of a village, more than a multitude coming together. Our cars is our feet, our legs. I'm not too sure why that had to stop. Some places, obviously, we can understand why. But even the animals would obey if you had some sort of destiny to get to. Even the animals will bow down to you because of how much faith you're putting through. You don't know where you're going, you're just going. Everything for some reason seems like a source of what we call internal mystery. that can only be revealed at the time that you need to get to where you need to get to. And where is that exactly? Microscopic transportation. Yourself, you. How do you get up there? How do you go up there so far you don't even know how to stop? By listening. Stop what you're doing and start listening. And you would hear everything around you, giving you every source of energy and information that you need as long as you meditate, reflect, and go within longer than an hour. Some people I have seen without eating, going longer hours without eating. That's why they say be careful of how you speak to people from outside, especially when they have lost everything. But actually, have they? Have they really lost everything? No, I believe that they have came and faced more challenges than ever, and actually have basically surrendered and redeemed themselves, transformed even higher than you. But because of that sense of internal obedience, of not to move, when is the right time to move, that is the storm. They are the storm. Oh no, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, we'll see. Those are the most kindest, nicest people. And because of the level of pain that they have inflicted, they seem to oppress it and suppress it because for some reason, it seems to be good for them now. But it also, for some reason too as well, stores their subconscious mindset away in a file, never to bring it out again, and that speaks about the washing away of memories. Not the deleting of your subconscious mindset. Obviously, you need both of them to enhance, because you need to understand one from the other, and you need to know your current placement at this point in time, and where you're at currently, also who you are internally. Thank you for the likes. Thank you so much for that. I got y'all where? That was the first name, right? Pharaoh, King Egypt at the time. Time of Jeremiah. So vengeance. I keep getting this belongs to me. So this belongs to me. What is this exactly? What is this that we portray that belongs to us, that was meant for us to carry to begin with, but then was smeared away and taken away from us, believing for some reason that you guys were not going to genuinely, naturally get it back and receive it. It really bothers higher up to think and believe that God's people will not seem to understand where they came from to begin with. Smothered with utter veils for them to basically be deserted and deceived and blinded and taken captive. Yet they were captivated by every storm that they've endured, enough for them to grow in strength and in numbers. Don't ask me how I'm getting these downloads. It just comes. It comes fairly quickly. It speaks about a specific ruler. Here, sit on my shoulder. Rise with me. I will give you a sword. So that speaks about the truth, right? The fall and time of Egypt. That's where it first starts. That's where it first started. The surveying of basically collaborations and coming together to unite to make a distinctive noise or song. Higher up loves a specific music and entails a specific key to the gates. And obviously all these things in the time were written in the temples. But something about coming out of the tombs soon. Be something beneath on the ground, completely hidden, utterly, even aside and away from people, not even to reach. You can't get near it. You'll be going down the tunnel for years to come. Some sort of storm? Taking by the storm. Dry land. Completely dry. What storm? Day of clouds. You guys will have multiple day of clouds. I don't like the outcome. I don't even like hearing it. I kind of dislike it. It is uncomfortable. But how will you know if you don't seem to come out your comfort zone? Parables, parables, parables. Distinctive parables written in Greek form. Some of you know how to write in Greek. Hieroglyphics. Completely different type of Greek form. I'm talking about old school Greek. Hello, Tonya. This is when you're going to know. So, old Greek formula, some sort of formula, brewing. It's too fast, it's quick. You're not going to have control of your fingers, your hands. There's a taking over here. No, it's not freaking possession. Let that go. Yeah, relinquish from any type of confusion or illusions or dismay on your end right now at this point in time. Because it's the law. It would be fast, yes, like a magic wand approach, just like Daniel P. Wallace said. Yeah, you're not even gonna have time to think. It's gonna be like nailed exactly right to the core here. It's true. It is in what it touches. Some form of touch. So something will be changing here. A lot of you like matter of scientific knowledge. Continue to read. Don't be too surprised if you get shown a certain book. Be cautious and careful of what you read too as well. Do not consume what is not to be true, but I believe it's already going to be shown to you. Fruit at the time or at this time is better than fine gold. That starts with you. Even your tools, materials that you may have now, treasure them. Be grateful for what you have now. You're going to understand later. Justifiable laws. Laws will be changing. They will be completely balanced and justifiable. Enough for you all to understand. Nothing will be left unsaid. Wealth and prosperity will be key. That's exactly where you all are trying to reach and get at. Yeah, choose wisely. Yield. It's going to be a lot of yielding for survival methods here. A lot of you are very smart and cautious of how you're going to survive moving forward. A lot of you are in this acceptance type of energy anyways, right? Some of you obviously have no control of certain changes in your life that just happened. Some of you also could be saying that. Some of you and may have walked in the right righteous way. Some of you may haven't. There was just specific passages that you had to go through in order to endure and understand the similarity of the two. So it also speaks about in-depth balance, from becoming or being imbalanced, enough to understand what was the balance to begin with, right? How do you get balanced? By understanding how you got imbalanced to begin with. No fault to anybody else, obviously, fault to yourself. And the moons, the benefits of the moon. So the moon speaks about the truth, conveying of the truth, foreshowing of the truth, understanding what the truth was all about and meant. Because a lot of you are feeling this strain, this pull. Some of you could be like, what am I pulling towards and whom and why? You don't have to know that right now. Careful on pulling shame. Careful on pulling harm. Do not consume these things that will keep you in a slumber. Let loose and let your foot slip. Let it slip. A lot of you are going to be celebrating and rejoicing. You are standing your ground and you are overcoming and triumphing. You can already feel that because of the internal change that you are going through. No one's going to understand what you're going through now. Stop explaining it. Rejoice in it, even if you have to do it yourself. Lower your sense of internal proudness so that you do not become arrogant. Let that slither and shatter. You don't need that. Not for you, and it will not be good for anyone else. So let go of arrogancy and pride. Some of you find it very difficult to let things go. Huge ego. Very, very, very huge. Distinctively. But you have no choice because that has to wither away. You don't really have a sense of what we call reasoning. No. To continue to keep your ego. Masks will be coming off. Disguises will be for show. Show your true genuinity or none at all. And if you're not ready, then sustain and maintain in your area of your sanctuary or place. Either way, you come out of it or you stay in it, you're still going to be protected, so it doesn't really matter. Or does it? A lot of you already are on what we call the cliff edge or the edge. That's your mind I'm speaking about, not on a physical level. Don't go to the edge of a cliff or nothing like that. Don't do foolish stuff. I'm talking about your mind. There is a sense of anguish, affliction, and distress at this time. Hello, Lewis. Yes, Tonya. Yes. Good ears. Oh, awesome. Am I too much? Am I not enough? Am I enough? Who's going to rescue me from this? Really? You're everything and more. You're everything and more. I'm not enough for this person. But I'm okay. Really. You're everything and more. I'm going to say it again. You are enough. You are. Our hope. There has to be a reason to hold on to hope. Our hope is within you. Our hope is within us. Even in troubled times, we still hold on to hope. That's how you stick to your integrity. You still rejoice in your bad times, and you still rejoice in your good times. Relinquish from your depressions. Easier said than done, yes. Sit silently. Close your eyes. Make sure no one's interrupting you or disrupting you. Go within. Tell your mind not today that you are in control. Read a specific verse in Psalms. Say it 5 or 7 times to yourself if you have to. Watch your depression release. Say something genuine that you would have never ever told yourself. Take an accountability for certain actions on your dominion, your display, and you're going to see your life change. It's a good thing, 31, single, no kids. Such a bachelorette. I believe a lot of women would love to speak to someone with the likes of you. Believe. Create. Don't complain. Receive. Be grateful. Your eyes will open. Really go within, not because I'm telling you to, because you believe in your heart that you need to. God is really good in helping people who do things genuinely, not without intention. He really listens to those who basically know that they need a change and want to make one possible. That's a lot of courage and bravery within itself, especially when there's no bad intention, neither good, just neutral. Divine justice is at its peak at this point in time. Yeah, any sense of unfairness. You know who you are. Justice is at its peak. A very righteous one, though. Glory, glorification. Children and infants, already advancing and enhancing. Children and infants already aware. These messages, obviously, the first primary one would be animals. Really trying to scream at the most of you. Animals that for some reason we're not even supposed to be in that specific city or state, they're just there. That would be the first sign. The very first primary sign. Bugs first, then the animals second, and you guys third. Or are they third? You guys will not be third, no, not yet. There's a time to be silent, there's a time to speak. I wonder why. I got told silence, so that I shall do. But you guys will not be the third. Procreation. Foundation is a must for those obviously that are receiving some form of change in your life and you know it to be true. You want something. You do things out of love. Even if it takes grave risks from you on your end. They know what you want. They know what you need. Build your foundation first, and then it will be given to you. Continue to keep your word. You've already surrendered. You cannot go back, it's too late. Sorry, I apologize. New. Memories will be relinquished and cleared. Any sort of pain in your hearts will be relinquished and cleared. Because God says so. And that's just how it is. How can you advance then? You're quite smart, Lewis. Very, very smart. You pick up quickly now. Now I know you will advance far beyond your means. You just have to believe. You're quite more powerful than what you think you are. You're probably asking yourself, I have no idea why I had to fall the way I have been falling. How else will you be a far, far warrior? Better far warrior. Much more sharpened. If you haven't went through what you had to go through. We don't just go up, not like that. The right ones anyways don't just go up just like that unless it was willingly inherited to them. Because of a promise of ancient times, whether you're a sinner or not. You know what's funny? Death is what changed your perspectives, all of you. What is it like to die, really? How many females have given birth? No, not the contractions. You mothers know exactly what I'm talking about. The unconditional love and life live. So life and death is what you've experienced. Some sort of formality within you was able to tolerate this kind of pain. In order for you to experience this, the ones like that of the gods obviously is much more higher and yes, way more painful. How many years do you think that God needed to basically create you? Right. Death is what changes your perspective. And it first starts through pain, because pain is the only form that your temple, your body, is able to communicate with you much, much farther off than an energetic transformation, that it's some sort of sense of internal light. Those who see will become the first to see, and those who do not, they just don't want to. But some will, because they have no choice. Especially if you have been imprinted already. Too late for you guys. But too soon to start now, right now. It's like backwards. You know, like that of a child into an adult, then from an adult to a child. It's different. It's okay not to fear death. But the far, far worse one is fearing living. Much more harder to survive than it is to die. Think about it the other way around. We fear to live. Right. You are your own architects. You are your own creators. What was so difficult to do for you guys to come together, I feel like for some reason God's gonna have to do it. You guys are taking so long to put the puzzles together. Do you not understand that all of you are the answers? You are the puzzles. What makes you think that you're not important? North, east, south, west. You know how they say there's a stop 1 through 12? It's more than that. And if you guys could just take a second to have a realize and to look around. No. Most of the time it is good to be patient. That is the most difficult thing a person can master is patience. Yeah. The first and foremost disciplinary action is patience. With patience comes listening. Without listening, how can you thoroughly understand? It is very difficult because then your mind starts giving you some sort of sense of illusions, not truths in your head, racking your brain of something that you already know. Sometimes these things don't need a word or answer. It is completely in front of us. Doesn't make you a dummy to be patient. Patience is what allows you to make the right decisions in life. Patience is very important. It doesn't allow you to make any type of trickery or trickster move. Something that will lead or cause for some sort of self-deception or self-sabotage. Even though for some reason certain things are sacred on our behalf, you'll still get chances to come right back around to learn the same thing, just with the difference, either environment, situation, party, or person. It would seem as if you never got out of it, and that's because it's quite difficult to want to even go through it to learn from it. And that's what makes a person impatient, is the fact of nothing comes easy that is good. Michael is the healer. I believe for some reason the obedient commander. Silently at night or during the daytime, quietly looks at everything and everyone, even while you're sleeping, and a pale look kind of figure, whether big or small, right at the left side of your bed, maybe behind the door, or above the corner, watching each and every one of you, hearing your screams, especially in hospitals, seeing farther than you, looking straight at you, seeing if you leveled up or if you understood, seeing your internal sense of forgiveness if you actually mean what you're saying, waiting for the message if you should be saved or not. They do not move without word from the Most High. But sometimes, if something is worthy enough to fight for, they have every right to speak if they need to save someone. Because they know their hearts. They do things genuinely out of their hearts. They numb you from the pain. Everything that was taken away from you that was not your fault. They numb you. Wrap them around you. Sleep till you sleep. Swiftly, safely. they do end up cutting off all your enemies too. So some of you are asking yourself, how did I become so alone? You're not alone. Did you not ask how many times they can't even count? Take you away from what's going to cause you harm. You did not say who exactly. It is uncommon. You believe for it to be uncommon, but it's common amongst many people. Afraid to speak, afraid to come out, afraid of dissatisfaction, non-acceptance. Why? If already so many other things that seem peculiar, where people were skeptic to begin with, are now opening up to their true form and conforming to it. Now seeing the truth in revelation, revealing oneself as is. A lot of people are already accepting this sense of newness. So why should you feel different from the world? Accept who you are. Accept it. And yes, and this is not the first shift. It doesn't end. It just begins. But much more stronger, because everyone is not left out from conformity to transform and elevate. You're here now and you're breathing for a reason. Find yourself of some sort of importance. It doesn't matter if you're not understood now. Who said you will not be understood later? What matters the most is that you accept who you are and you now know who you are. You don't need no explanation or validation from anyone external to you. Remain strong. Stand your ground. Be confident and fight for what you believe. You shouldn't let anybody justify you. The way the higher up sees you, that's enough in my book. We are not to judge. We are to be healing. We're not supposed to be judging. Let go of what can set you back. Either way, you're going to receive your freedom, whether you like it or not. You can try to close yourself up in a corner and never be watched or seen or reached. You're still going to be shown. You're ready. What is there some sort of sense of confusion about, Ephraim? Speak. Why? You're being pushed. Yeah, good things always comes in a battlefield. As long as you win that battlefield because you believe that you would and you could. You will. You can also transform too in death. God did save someone after they died. All you have to do is believe before you go. The meaning of life, that's so easy. Well, to me anyways. Joy. Not too many people understand the gratification, the glorification, the unity of joy. That is a gift given from above. Joy just means that you are magnetic. You're understanding. You mourn. You grieve. Alone. No complaining. You see far beyond yourself. You also see ahead. You're in your grace. And sometimes you can come out of being humble because you believe that you have to fight for what you believe. That will not affect your faith. You will still remain in your grace with self-satisfaction because you know that you basically were of service, also self-servitude, self-loving, even while grieving. a sense of acceptance of what is, and hope to mature, or not to lead even the little children first, to convey to some sort of happiness. You'll see that sense of bubbly. Once it's a feeling that will not relinquish or go away. That is a gift. It's far beyond me to understand. Weren't we all given names? What matters of a name? That does not matter. We all have a name from some sort of form of consolation, basically, to be recorded. What matters the most is how you're being recorded. It won't even matter to you if you're even being misunderstood or judged or ridiculed. No. You surpassed all that already. That's the form of crying wolf. You know, God is very merciful. Even its messengers are merciful. But when you complain, it's because you don't want to go through the right routes to accept or receive. You go towards who you know will basically open up and give it to you quite easily, than that if you were to find sort of narratives or solutions or other options on your end first. Before you go towards a specific party, show them proof that at least you tried. Hello, Queen. Show them proof, and then they will help you. People complain. What's the point to complaining? When you are actually in need of someone, they will not take you seriously. No, they'll think that you're joking around when you really need something on your end. Make sure you stay in your integrity. Thank you, Father. And don't stop being who you are. People complain because they've known for some reason that they've made broken promises that they could not keep. Yet they did not conform or look to other solutions on their end. And then they went towards what they believed someone would actually agree to approve of. And that was more than enough for them to say, okay, yeah, I completed this task. But the need to actually complain because you don't accept or be grateful for what you do have. And this is why things are not moving forward for those specific parties, because they provoke even themselves to objectify what? How to get up far faster, far better, far higher. You fall quite quicker if you continue to do it that way. Nothing comes easy. You have to suffer. You have to struggle. It's the only way you're going to get near. Who said you don't deserve? You do. Oh, and you will. And who said that you are too old to receive what you are deserving of? No. God sets your time back. I believe your gift will be your youth because of your heart, how pure it is. It will come to light and it will show. Yes, that is true. It is declared. Your own inheritances, all of you, will be coming right back to you. It is declared. No, it's not a contract on it. It's not smeared in blood or written with your signature. It is a promise. A rope that cannot be untied. Some of you, for some reason, protected this one for centuries now. Very resilient or resistance, holding back and wanting to come out. Prayer or plea will be needed. Some of you, according to your hearts, you're saying this is all we do. So you are very disciplined. Some of you far disciplined. Keep going, I'm proud of you. Philistines, the Philippines, Africa, India, China, Israel. Why I keep getting Israel stepped aside? Step aside. I got Israel step aside. Or get out of the way. You're not to meddle in this. You're to lead. It's your dedication and your temple right. Egypt. You're to lead. Neither too big nor too small to hold. I don't like that they call, ass or donkey. I don't like that. I don't like that name, but I, have to say it. Positioned and replaced. I keep getting someone saying, out you go. In you come you. Rebuilding, remodeling. And you can't hold this forever. So this is a fast change. That's why I said everyone's career is completely going to be utterly different. Your tools are inside of you. Could it be your wisdom, your knowledge? Growing, repositioning itself, its mind. A refuge and a saver, strong held, stillness. Saved. I don't even like the term enemies. I don't even like the word enemy. I don't like that. I would just put challenge or challenges, because you're even still respected by your enemies, your oppositions. They would still respect you because you earned it, and because it was publicly shown that you've earned it. You've earned it enough for them to respect you. Even if they don't like you, your oppositions will be your most supporters. Crazy, right? No, not so crazy. I find it to be beautiful, flourishing. Gratification indeed, yes. Earned all your stripes, didn't you? Look at you, bugger. Shield with a horn. You know when you feel, and I don't even care. I don't care because I'm not even victimizing them. You feel devil, you know what I mean? Looking at you like, how dare you state the truth? Who in the world are you? You ever seen those commercials where you see the angel and the devil and they're talking to them and they're like talking business? And then they see one form of party that basically is going to save the universe or save the world, and it's like for some reason they have to unite and come together. It's kind of like that. It's like the horn giving it to someone that they believe that should be respected to hold some sort of control on a universal basis that will transition or transform the world, right? Far beyond your even DNA, far beyond you can ever bear or imagine either as well when it comes to this form of capacity of enhancement that's about to take place. The deliverer. David's song of praise. Some of you know what I'm talking about. The smart ones, anyways. Those that pay attention, allow them to pay attention. Yeah, you're also going to be safe from your enemies. I hate that word. Troopers, troops, soldiers. You don't have to be in the military to be a soldier. Stop it. A lot of you know how to do what you do at its best and its finest. You don't even know where you got it from. Thank the Most High. Thank your bloodline. Thank your mind. You are warriors already. You are accepted already. You did too. Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. I know I have to check mine. You were awesome. At least you got it in 3D. But there was obviously from the 5D to the 3D are going to become more leveled and advanced. Even for some reason, those that may have called a lot of people autistic or may have some form of disability, those are the much more higher, I believe, much more higher of what we call artisticness and artistry, cleverness and creativity. They are so smart. They know so much. Thank you, God's word unleashed. The ark. Builders. Construction. Wood. Fig tree. A tree. Arrival. I'm arriving. I'm coming. And I'm near. Yes, they are. Young men, what makes you young? Even if you're 45 or 50, some of you are. You guys feel young. That's because you did the work. Conscious. A lot of you are already in your conscious mindset, so no longer set in your subconscious mindset. You're seeing truth. I like that. Cave. A lot of you weren't trapped. You felt like utter darkness. You were like in a cave in your head, wanting out. You felt like that there was no way out. All this time, did you look behind? Did you look behind you? No, you left, you went forward. Thank you, God's word. I was just talking about that. It speaks about a balance. You have to understand the bad in order to understand the good. Not put yourself in there. Disguise yourself in there. Then get yourself out of there in the right time, the nick of time. Do not have fear. Stay still. I'm going to deliver them to your hands. Pens from a cave, so Egypt, hieroglyphics. Yes, a form of poetry and a book that everyone's going to seem to understand. It's like you had to get off of alignment in order to come back into alignment. And I believe I said that in one of my videos. You have to go back in order to go forward. Much more in depth of the psyche mindset. Then, good. As long as you are not feeling, this is quite hard what I'm getting, as long as you are not feeling completely fulfilled to the point that you believe that you've reached sense of completion. Could it be the other way around though? Because this is not ending. It's never ending. It's only forming. It's always beginning. Every day is more, more. You're getting closer. You can't feel like there's completion or complete full fulfillment. Yeah. God won't give you something completely finished. But God will give you something that He has always promised. To continue a revival. This is the only way you grow and you transform. It's never an ending. Just a transferring, transforming and transferring. Give me a sec, guys. Once you feel a sense of inner peace, find favor in your eyes. A lot of you are hearing ambulances, right? Yeah. Family to offer you an annual. And now I am feeling what I've owed you. I'm now feeling that 10 times worse than what you've ever felt in your life in less than a week or 2 or 3 months. No, DJ. I don't fear in the opinions of others. I'm only here to understand. And also here to heal. Break cycles that are no longer working for people. And not for them to have that sense of inner revival. More what we call care for them. All genuine, without fear. The thing is that God was not able, nor did He ever want to, dedicate Himself fully to the extent where people fear Him, to the extent where people for some reason despise. He was just there to connect and to reconnect, to allow people to live freely in their sense of freedom. This is exactly what He fought for. Tipping of tables of those of the tax holders and wages of your garnishes. That was never supposed to succumb. The only thing for some reason is that obviously the taxes were or must or had to be paid. You just pay them. Abide by specific rulings. But never detach who you are or stray away from what you know you believe. Always go forth and fight for it. Do not forsake those of pouring of the hearts or your servants for anything wicked. They are not your servants. Thank you, Father. They are your brothers and sisters. Skin of wine. a bull, bullying, young. What information are you trying to take from children? They're not yet to know these things yet. But soon enough they will be. They're even going to surpass you with their words of genuine wisdom too, if it is meant for them to do so. Who you may think to believe that one is of a 12-year-old mind will not be of a 12-year-old mind. One that's of a 5-year-old mind will not speak of a 5-year-old as one. One year in time. Your year is different than the years. This is why you guys have to have an open heart and soul. Their form of speaking is completely different to your same form of speaking on your end. One who knows that basically cherishes what we call antique writing from back in the days of ancient times will thoroughly understand exactly where I stand and where I'm coming from. No confusion at all whatsoever necessary. Your year, if we say 1 year, it's not the year that you guys are thinking about. If we say we are in 2023, are we truly in 2023? Your 2023, in their sense of internal generation, is completely far, far, far farther than what you believe to be. They skipped centuries already. They skipped years already. Not for one to be set on it, DJ, but for one to understand. Those things have long, far passed already. The holy word comes from love. Love is of key and of main importance. Love you cannot control. Not from anyone. Love is what forms the holy word, the Holy Ghost. Right. Where does your words come from? And if they're actual words, what are the sense of worthiness without understanding good or evil? Or being placed in other people's shoes to understand, so that your words can be understood by others and not confused. Love upholds everything and anything, especially unconditionally. That's more important than anything. I would rather joy than anything else. Purification of oneself internally is more important of a desire than it would be externally. Said, he said, she said, they, nay, sway, way. Is disease just sin? No. No. It's like being on the wrong side of a battleship. Knowing that you're on the wrong side. Knowing for some reason you just don't feel right. What are we fighting for? Are you on the right side? Or are you on the wrong side? Which side? What are you willing to sacrifice? If you know that you are uncomfortable, could you be on the right side? Your sense of comfort allows yourself to basically be pure, utterly gullible, maintaining and sustaining to protect the side does not even save you nor help you. What does it worth of its meaning? Shed love, tears, and sweat to receive what? Captivation, solitude, separation, seclusion. No conformity, no comfort, no understanding, no heart, just embarrassment. They call this a nation of nations. What did we bleed for? Who did we cry for? Was it meaningful? Did it give you sorrow? What sense of justice? If it wasn't for the heart and the pure of the people that are in need right now, we call this such a state. No. Not a state of gods, no. This is not holy ground. But they will fight for their people. God will make sure. And that's a promise. Even if he has to be on the wrong side, just to get to his people, he's going to do just that. Moral and values, what's your objective? Exactly what I was just talking about. Evolution. Ripped it right underneath you. That's what they think. It only placed your hearts to elevate. That's all it did. That's all it did. No, it wasn't valid to be binding God's people. He's going to rip them right off of you. Yeah. Such a yucky movement. Where is context? And are we actually too scared to talk about it? Rape and child abuse, immorality, sickness. No. Right, the Roman times, no one really can't know exactly. Leading. Fear, unrecognizable. But we recognize. We act like we don't because we avoid certain things. We want no part of it known. I would seem for that to be unrighteous, don't you believe? When is your time of movement and how do you move? How do you protect and how do you speak for yourself and the right of your children and that of others? Are you out of context? I believe not. Let me stay out of that, right? But if it was you, wouldn't it be an urgent matter? So what is urgent to you? The objective and the moral values of other people that are suffering. Too quick to run from that, believing that everything conforms to be okay and it's not. People usually suffer in silence. That was never the law to begin with. Don't we fight? And if we fight, what are we fighting for? What is the intention of the heart? Is it money? Is it a ruler? What are you functioning if God has created you already? Why are you so scared? What are you fearing? Look at that of your hearts, of your own hearts. Your heart is where your crown lies. A lot of you were already meant to be a royalty. Designating your place even if you feel like you are an outsider from the camps. Allow them to basically seclude you without including you. Because you know right from wrong. It doesn't matter how far you are. You can see right through them. They can set you apart as long as they want. That's what makes you different. Don't you understand how powerful and unique you are? So why do you doubt yourself so much? If they set you aside, it's because they cannot seem to stand you, withstand your energy. They can't take it anymore. And then all of a sudden they want you back. Pity. Straight pity. Have you ever seen those eyes? Could they look at you? And you go like this. You get a quick, yeah, that lot. Certain issues, really. Or just something you can't seem to understand. So now all of a sudden it makes you crazy. You were meant to be apart. And while you were apart, do you not understand you were being created? While you withered and died, do you not understand that you were being risen? You were meant to merge together with your other side, enough to understand why you had to be imbalanced. You were so codependent on the other formality of you, and all you needed was one formula that had to be broken down in atoms in order for you to serve a purpose and servitude and transform. Painful, right? But worthy. So worthy. A lot of you are already internally what we call seem to be validated with oneself here. It's like a stream of a river flowing. You cannot be stopped. No one can stop you. I'm telling you right now. All the downloads and informative information that you are receiving, a lot of people were trying to really signify some sort of in-depth signification that only you can advance from. Periodically, soothingly, formulated, just for you and you alone. No objective or subjective, no. Raise your hand and say, I am and I will. Persevere. That is your factor. Some sort of form of solution is not out of context. It's just some sort of degree that just enhances you, allows you some sort of sense of diplomacy. I don't know how I'm getting these downloads. I'm just listening to, obviously, to the people that do understand where I'm coming from. Quite unique and different, I know, right? So much coming so fast. No judgment. I had to sit in the foot, backtrack real quick and be like, why are people that are so advanced and spiritual and just doing their own form, what they call uniqueness, no sense of traditional at all. They just don't seem to understand why they have to be the way they are. It's a sense of purpose from oneself that there is a sense of acceptance here, but why the judgment? Why the need for cause of judgment? Whoever says, I will go there, they'll go, right? They say, I do not like this, I do not conform. For some reason, they still end up staying, blindly relying on some sort of sense of cure from you. But it all has to do with a sense of gullibleness and their own sense of sin and fear. They want you to cure it, and you gladly accept. without no sense of assumption or assumption, no debate, and boom, in numbers, they're healed. And then they come back forth and they give you praise. You don't need it. No, you're just a messenger. I mean, either way, you're going to get your freaking head chopped off anyway, right? It's just a metaphor. I'm just portraying something that actually seems to be real. Coast to coast travel. Right now, at this point in time, for the most of you, for the most part, Travelocity at least 200 million times. I don't know how fast your brain goes, but yeah, it's expanding, all right. It speaks about arising or raise up. New breath of fresh air. Fast like that. Also healing yourself too as well in conjunction. A lot of you are in conjunction. The time also of the trine, the trinity, formulated, embedded, and coming together. Indebted in your soul here. It's a soul process of some sort of form of raising up. Some sort of form of what we call internal salvation in order to basically perceive of that of internal healing, fully healed. One day you'll wake up and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I thought I had cancer. And then the next day you're like, what in the world just happened? Oh my god, a second ago I just watched something and then I fell asleep and then all of a sudden, oh no, I have to go back. Too many answers, too many paparazzis, too many cameras of why all of a sudden something was wrong with me tonight, and then all of a sudden I wake up and it's completely gone. God is that good. Yes, he is. Snap of a finger. That's all it takes. The intention of oneself is the intention of others. This basically speaks about that giving and receiving to form some sort of light that basically enlightens and enhances the other people, even through phone. Even through phone. How do we say this? Molecular? Am I saying this right? Molecule or something like that? Energy. Transferred. Transitioned. You don't even know, you don't need to know date of birth, name, nothing like that at all whatsoever. You just know where the pain lies. Right. God is that good. I mean, he's been risen over and over and over and over again. Why would he not be? That's higher elevation, one might ask. Far higher than mastery of chakra elevation. Yeah. Okay. Freedom, freely lend. I'm gonna lend you something. I'm gonna lend you. So I keep gonna give it back. There's nothing to give back. They have no choice now. There is no. Let's see here. The teachings. Rabbit hole. Ears perking up, you know. Give me a sec. What's the 7th years? 7th year or 7th years, or why do I keep getting 77? It took that long? 77 years, Lordy. It took that long. Miraculous. Wonders. Outstretched. The survivors, they will probably end up indicating to themselves, I have perished. You thought you perished. Yeah. Stop being so scared and terrified. You're not. Yeah. Why would you not? It was the only place that had to be saved. A better place to create. That's the thing, no one knew how to unlock that kind of level. Yeah. Everyone uses only one side, unrequited side, one-sided mindset of being or thinking until your atoms start breaking. I don't think you put yourself in that kind of suffering. It just happened. Even when you were born. Some of the things, obviously, you put yourself in, but you've taken accountability. It is not our place to judge. Nope. Even though nations to nations will judge. Yeah, there's always some sort of cause of confusion of hunger, survival, competitiveness, one-upping, what? Everyone's trying to get to the same place, but not everyone will eat. And that's exactly what I speak about, pure, utter joy. You get a ticket. You get a pass. You are getting a pass. Some of you could be like, oh my gosh, what did I do? Am I getting a second chance? Yes, loves, you're breathing. Every day, day to day. You get a second chance. Yes, you do. Some of you are like, I'm just going to relax right now. I'm putting people to sleep, by the way. Even children, it's so beautiful. Love it. Yeah, you're laughing, Terry, right? Because you hear it, right? It's so obvious. Are you interviewing me? It's so beautiful. I love when you guys ask questions. Oh, Lordy. Forgive me for that. All right. Heaven and hell. You choose. God gave us the choice to choose on how we want to live our lives. We can always get out from that sort of pattern or habitual way of thinking or speaking. The more enlightened and advanced you are, the more wise you are. The more it's difficult for others to basically step on your toes and shoes because of your level of demeanor, self-confidence, and self-esteem. That results in good thinking, respective parties, great networking, great collaboration, great truth, expeditions, and experiences overall. You are what makes your life. If you want your life to be heaven, then you must sacrifice. If you want your life to be hell, you'll be comfortable in not moving forward. You'll stay right where you're at. And you'll follow the same leniency of what people believe to be of some sort of sense of tradition. I believe that that will be the truth, and you'll teach your children's that until you actually come out of that comfort zone and be uncomfortable even in your own position. This is how you know that you're getting somewhere in life. Because now you're making the right decisions. One heart weighs, and the feather weighs higher than that of the heart. Which one will be heavier? You'll know your own sense of imbalance, trust me. Right. Alright, collective. 12:27 in the morning on my end. Intermission for the most part. And continue being grounded, please. Eat trees, eat fruits, man. Trust me. That's where most of the knowledge is. Take care. Blessings.